In recent time, we start noticing that an average Nigerian is doing away with their culture, knowing fully well culture is an identity because it's what you associate yourself with. Instead of associating yourself with your culture, you are embracing foreign culture, which we call alien culture, because I see it over and over again, which is not good for us. Because when you embrace someone else's culture, then indirectly you have thrown away yours to complement someone else's culture. When you go around Asian countries, India, a good example, Vietnam, Cambodia, North Korea, South Korea, China, and the rest, they all hold on tight to their culture. And even Singapore, that was also colonized by the British, Singapore, India, and some other countries, colonized by the British, but still they hold on to their culture. Why is it that an average Nigerian want to complement the culture in the West, which most people do not want to associate with? It comes to the mind that Immanuel Kant was not actually wrong with what he said in some of his sociological textbooks that says that an African have no mind of their own. They always like to copy. To some degree, Immanuel Kant was very correct. Because how could you abandon your own culture? A good example is, you see most of the Nollywood film. When you watch it as a learned person, you see the rationale behind the filming and the production has no high excellence, because you can pinpoint how it's going to start, the middle of the issue, and the conclusion. When you know all this in film production, then the film is not even worth watching anymore, because the level of the production is very low. The IQ of whosoever is producing it, I will assume, is low as well. Because if you do something relating to your culture, you are acting a drama. You ask yourself various questions. My audience, what do I want my audience to take away from this film? Trying to emulate and even not doing it correctly, emulate the West, is not the answer. Most Asian countries, Southwestern Asian countries, all of them resent the culture we have here. Why must you embrace a culture that is not progressing, outdated culture? Because individuality is what they practice here, and that is not our orientation in Africa. So, and when you go to Nigeria, you see I would say the home of culture, now losing culture. We are not even imparting it on our children. Then the next generation will not even know what is happening. Do you know, if you ask an average Nigerian now, when the British came to Nigeria, they will find it difficult to tell you. An average Nigerian cannot even tell you what led to the Civil War, how Yakubu Gowon and Ojukwu went to Aburi, what led to the war. Because Yakubu Gowon went there as a A-level student to Aburi. When Emeka Odumegu was going to Aburi, he went with high lawyers, qualified lawyers, to represent his interest. Anything signed is thoroughly read. But today, what happened? Nobody even know. They don't even teach anything at school again. What they teach them is Michael Jackson. The last time I checked, Michael Jackson did not go through the four walls of a university, but he was one of the best musicians in the world, probably before he passed away. Why are we losing our culture for alien culture? I truly can't get it. It baffles me as a grown-up man, because I remember when I was growing up in Nigeria, I said the way things are done. And you go to Nigeria today, things is completely different. It become materialistic society whereby you don't have it, you will steal it. If you don't steal it, you hijack somebody to collect the money. That is no life. Anarchy everywhere. Kidnapping here, kidnapping there. You cannot even travel by road these days in Nigeria, except you are bold enough. Where is the country heading to? Our founding father came together. Peter Nairo, Azikwe, Tafawa Balewa, and Obafemi Awolowo to unite and deal with issue in Nigeria. But unfortunately, things fell apart, according to Chinua Achebe. Because the thread that hold a community together, when it is chopped, the thread will disintegrate. This is exactly what is happening in Nigeria. Everybody wants to drive Jeep. Everybody wants to drive powerful cars. They want to show off that they are there, while they are actually not there. In the West, where some of us manage to get security of life and security of job, we don't even drive. We all go by public transport. An average Nigerian want to have 6 cars to tell people that they are there. All these are vanities. Car in Western world is seen as necessity, not a luxury. But to an average African, it's a luxury. And that saddened me to see the way Nigerians are heading. And some Nigerians living abroad as well still continue to practice that insane concept, which will lead them to nowhere. Instead, it will lead them into debt. It is a shame that Nigeria and citizens in Nigeria have lost the concept of culture. It is a shame.